Hello students, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to learn the last session of the chapter 12, which is data file handling. In the previous session, we have seen what is a data file handling, how are we taking file as an input in any given program. We have seen how to open a file, different types of methods we have seen like using constructor and using different classes. Now also after opening we have seen how to close a given file once we have performed the reading or writing onto the file. Next we have seen that how are we going to perform the input operation and output operation in and out of the file. So that is what we completed in the previous session. So today's session is going to be the last session of this particular chapter. In this session, we will learn the different file pointers and their manipulations. Now, what is this file pointers? So every time we open a file to perform a input or output operation. For example, if I'm writing something, we know that as and when we write into a file, there has to be some pointer or some counter which will keep on incrementing, isn't it? That is when we will go on to the next position. So that is what is about a file pointers. So these are the file pointers which will help us either to read or write. So it as and when we are reading or writing, they keep moving to the next position. So a get pointer and put pointer are the synonyms for input pointer and output pointer. So here we are using the two pointers, that is get pointer. When I say get pointer, it is understood that getting something is nothing but I'm reading from the file. So for reading we will use a get pointer, and for writing we use a put pointer. Okay, these are the names which we use when we are inputting and outputting or reading from a file. Okay, so if stream has a pointer, get pointer. So if stream, as we all know already, that it is if stream is used for inputting, and get pointer is a pointer which is associated with that. Similarly, off stream has a pointer which is nothing but a put pointer. Okay, it points to the location where the next element has to be written. So both these pointer, like I said, is nothing but when we are opening the file and when we are reading or writing, as in when it is going to show us the location of the next word or the letter we are going to read or write from. So that is what a pointer is all about. So when an input or the output operation is performed, an appropriated pointer is automatically advanced. Obviously, because we need to read the next character. That is why as and when we are doing a input or output operation, the pointers gets advanced. If it is a reading operation, then it is a get pointer, and if it is a writing operation, then the put pointer gets advanced automatically, right? So now this internal stream pointers that point to the reading or writing locations within a stream can be manipulated using the following member function. So what is this manipulating the pointers? So I know that, like I said before, I have a file, I am reading it, I am reaching at some point, isn't it? Suppose I want to read from the fourth line. Suppose I want to read from the last. So how do I manipulate these pointers? I don't want to read the next. Don't want to go in a sequential manner. I want to access from a particular position. So that is when these member function, these seekg, seekp, tellg and tellp, these are the four member function which will help us in order to manipulate these get pointers and put pointers. Okay. So whether it is reading or writing, it will help us to move the pointer to the position from where we want to read, if not a sequential form. Okay, so let us see them in detail. So how we are going to use these member function. So first let us see seekg. What is this seekg is all about? So what does this do? Move the get pointer to a specific location. Remember, this seekg moves the get pointer, which is nothing but if you are reading. If it is a get pointer, which means I am reading from the file. So seekg member function helps me to move the get pointer to a specified location from the beginning of the file. There are two types. Okay, one is seekg. I will mention one parameter. Another one is a seekg. I have something called as a offset and seekdir. There are two variable. So let us see how it works. The first one, that is using a single parameter. What happens here? The above example tells that the get pointer points to the 20th byte in a file from the 0th byte. So whenever you are using a seekg with some number, just like the way I have used here, this is nothing but I have a file and I am asking to move the get pointer to the 20th byte from the beginning. So if this is my first byte, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like this, I will be moving to the 20th byte of the file. So I want to start reading from this byte. So totally depends on what is your requirement, students. Suppose in the file, if you want to read from the fourth line, you have to count what is the byte, and from the beginning how much byte it is to in order to reach that particular line from where you want to start, and you will mention that number, and that is how you will reach that point. And you need not start from the beginning, you can directly start from that position. Okay, so that is how this particular type works. Let us see how is the second one works, which has two parameter. So seekg with two parameter, here we are mentioning offset and seek dir. So what is it? So here offset and seek dir. The offset indicates the number of bytes get pointer is to be moved from the seek dir position. So I'm going to give some value here, something for seek dir, saying start from here, count these many numbers and start from there. Okay. So the offset takes a long data type. So here we can use a long type of a data type. But what happens to the seek dir? For seek dir, we use any one of these constant. Okay, so that is ios beginning, nothing but specified from the beginning of the file. So if I mention this, which means suppose offset is said 10, then from the beginning 10 bytes I should move and start reading from there. If at all it is written ios current, which means offset specified from the current position of the get pointer, which means suppose somebody was already reading the file, a program was already reading the file, and randomly it has stopped here. So whatever the current position is there, from there, if whatever the offset number, suppose is 10, I will count 10 bytes and I will start from that 11th byte. I hope you are understanding. Similarly, when I say ios end, it is nothing but offset specified from the end of the file. So number of offset from the end of the file. If my file is ending here, from there, from 10th byte, I will start reading or writing. So in this case, seek G, it is nothing but reading, right? So these are the three values I can mention in the place of seek dir, and here I will mention certain numbers, and from that particular position, whether it is beginning, current or end, those many number of bytes I will start reading. Let us see some examples. So see the example here, iOS 0 from the beginning, so which is nothing but start from the beginning, 0th byte, which is nothing but from the very beginning of the file. Since it is mentioned 0 and beginning, so both is coming with the very first position. If you see here, iOS beginning 20th byte, which means from the beginning I will count 20th byte, and from the 20th byte I'll start reading the file. Here it is mentioned iOS beginning minus 20. Okay, so tells that we get to the pointer points to the 20th byte in the file from the end of the file. So when I say iOS beginning, here you can also could have mentioned end. Okay, so which means end, from end minus 20 means I will reverse count 20 bytes and I'll start reading from there. Okay, so this is how we will use the two parameters of the seekg. So I hope this is clear. Seekg is used in order to manipulate the get pointer, and we can use either directly the number of bytes we want to move the pointer, or we can also use two parameterized method. Next, we will move on to the seek p. Now, how does the seek p work? Move the put pointer. This is important. Seek p is to move the put pointer. In the name itself, if you see p, this is nothing but put pointer. If you see g, this is nothing but the get pointer. So when I say put pointer, it is nothing but writing onto the file. So put pointer, we will move the put pointer to a specified location from the beginning of the file. Here also, just like our seekg, we have one parameterized method, two parameterized method, works in a same way, except that here we are writing onto the file. Okay, for example, I have mentioned 20 here, seek p20. It is nothing but I am going to move the pointer, that is my put pointer. I'm going to move to the 20th byte. From here I'm going to start writing onto the file, not reading. I will write onto the file. Okay. Similarly, I have two parameterized like seek dar, same parameter values we will use, and then whatever the offset values mentioned, from there I will start writing. Okay, it is just both are just similar, but you should remember P represents writing, G represents reading from the file. So here are the two examples. You can go through this. Next we have telg method. Now what is this telg method? The ifstream class provides the member function named telg. The purpose of the function is to return current position of the get pointer. Okay, so here we are not doing reading or writing, but only the current position. If the file has been opened, if you need to know, of course, if you are trying to read or write, and if you have opened the file, you should know where is my current position of the get pointer. Okay, so I will just simply declare another variable called as position, and in this I will store, this is the respective object using which I have opened the file, and I will just call telg. Then in that case, the file whichever I have opened using this fin object, it will give me the position of the get pointer. Suppose it is somewhere in between, suppose if it is at the end, suppose it is in the beginning, whatever the value, it will give me the position. Okay, so this is used in order to get the position of the get pointer. Remember, tell G stands for, it tells me the position of the get pointer. You can remember like that. Similarly, we have something called as a tell P. Now what does this do? You would have guessed it already, that this will tell me the position of the put pointer. Okay, so see here, the ifstream class provides the member function tell P. The purpose of the function is to return the current position of the put pointer. So here also I am going to declare a variable called as position, and I am going to store the position, that is the position of my put pointer, in this position variable using the tellp function. This tellp method will tell me where my put pointer is pointing currently in the file. So these are the three methods you should be knowing, students. So let's quickly revise them. So seekg, what does it do? Seekg is nothing but it moves the get pointer to a specified location. I need to mention the location. Okay, there are two types of methods. These two will have two types, two parameters. Two types. One is one parameter, another one is a two parameter. Okay, seekg will get me the location of the get pointer. Similarly, seekp will get me the location of the, we will move the pointer. It is used to move the pointer put pointer. Seekg is used to move the pointer get pointer. Similarly, telg will tell me the position of the get pointer, and telp will tell me the position of the put pointer. So here we are not moving the pointers, but we are only locating the pointers wherein which this is used in order to move the pointers, right? I hope this is clear, students. With this, we have come to the end of the data file handling. Next session, we'll be starting with a very important chapter from the point of view of your examination, as well as the concepts which you need to learn being a computer science students, is your database concepts. So very soon we will start with those session also. Till then, keep learning. Thank you for watching.